Hi, everybody. Yes, so like you, I've been very busy, so I just started looking at some of the work that you have handed in. So kol hakavod to all those who have handed in work. And I'm checking it, and it's all really good. And like I said, your book reports have just been great. And like I said, in terms of the Saturday work, if it's too much, just do something. Whatever you could do is good, but if you do nothing, it's going to be a zero. Okay?
But Mr. Hyde, you gave right now we have also in the Salier book, also in the literature book, also the book report, and also the writings, and it's a lot, and we can't do all of it at once.
Well, it's one thing
What
a
do we
week.
have in the literature book?
It's one thing a week. So the Saturday was
It's not
last.
you right now. Right now, that those are four things that we have to do, and then we're gonna have more homework.
Wait, what
Probably
do we
this
have in the
time.
literature book?
There was the story on PAX. PAX. Remember we did
Oh
that?
no, that I did like long ago, but
No,
in the solitaire book I cannot continue because I do not have the book and he didn't give pages on classroom. So I just
Okay,
did the
I'll do that after
pages
class.
from
Okay, I
30.
didn't know.
No, I just did the pages from 30 to 35. No, to
That's
34.
good. That's it. That's it. That's fine.
Oh, and also I didn't understand what did he write me about the book report.
Let's talk. Let me look at it, and I'll talk about it after class. Okay.
Okay.
What I wrote you, Bear Kruger. The third section that you wrote something in the third section. I didn't know. Did you do the third section?
I finished my
Yeah,
book
yeah,
report, but I didn't.
I sent you. I sent you like there's like the book report and I sent it to you, but I didn't like do the third section. But then I sent there's like הערות
Yeah.
למורה. So
Okay.
that where I sent it. That's the third section.
Okay. Okay, girls. In terms of the book report is something that it's not like a weekly assignment. We started doing the book reports back in September, reading them.
But I
So you
finished it.
slowly do the book journal as you read, and then the summary and the creative thing. There was one week where I told you, I gave you nothing to do. I never do that to a class to say, oh, just do your book report this week. And that's like a huge chuppah. By the way, the next time you girls take a test in Kita Zion, I'm going to be giving you the test. Okay, so it's going to be based on one of the stories that we read, and maybe also some vocabulary issues from the Saturday book. Okay, so you need to be taking a test with the rest of the class too. And was that an expression of like, oh no, a test?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Yes.
Yeah, well, the other girls are taking
Mr.
tests. They're working
I
hard.
do not like the words in the solitaire. Like I
Bear, we can't really hear you.
the words in the solitaire. I really do not know them. I just like write them and like I don't really
Well,
remember
I'll give
them.
you what I'll do for you girls is I'll make you what I do for all my classes. I'm going to make you a Quizlet vocabulary list, and so you're just going to focus on certain words, okay? And you can practice on them. Have any of you seen Quizlet before? You know what that is? Quizlet? No.
I know
Zimmer?
what Quizlet is.
Zimmer,
My mom uses.
Okay,
a
so
lot.
I'll build up a Quizlet list for you. Hopefully this week. I'm also really busy right now with the end of the semester, but we'll move in that direction.
But
With the other
Mr.
girls,
Hyde, are you gonna give us more work today?
of course.
But we're not gonna. We can't. Those are the stuff we have left, and it's a lot to do.
Girls, wait. All the girls in Kita Zion have 4 hours of English a week. In those classes, they have
Yeah,
homework,
but
class work. And all I'm giving,
right now, we have
Yeah.
to do the book report, the writings in the Salier book, and the thing of.
The Saturday book was all last week's work. Okay.
But last week we did our book reports.
That was your choice. There was a week 2 weeks ago.
I just
didn't
need
teach
to
you at
do
all.
the
I didn't teach you at all 2 weeks ago, and I said go ahead and do the book report this week. It was a big chuppah. Anyway,
I
the
just
good
need to
news
do
is
the
that
writing.
very
A lot of
short.
writing.
There's also your journals, the writing journals. Okay. But you know what? you can't, sometimes you just can't do everything. I understand that it's a lot. Do whatever you can. And I'll be, אני מתייחס
But the
לזה.
thing is that I prefer to finish one whole thing instead of doing parts of different things because it's hard to do it like that.
I
And then
understand, but the book report is not a class assignment. It's something that you do all the time. And all I can say is do the best you can. I mean, do the best you can. Yes, the good news is that this week the assignment is very short. So let's start working on it now. Be'er, I know you don't have the book. Adi, do you have the book?
Yeah, I have it.
You do good. Okay, so let's start. It's a very short story, okay? And we can probably finish it reading it in class. Be'er, you're gonna have to listen because I don't have the text in front of me, but I'll make copies of it after class and send it to the classroom, okay? Be'er, you're with me? I don't see your picture anymore. Be'er, are you there still? I don't know. And Adi, do you have the book?
Yeah, I
Adi?
have it.
You have it. Okay, good. Okay, so we are on page, Be'er, are you still there? I guess you went to the bathroom. I don't know, to get a glass of water. Okay, so we're on page 109 in the book. We can read together. This is a cute little story. I know Eliora is not here. Who else is not here? Also, Ms. Aviva is not here. So I'm recording this class. I'm going to make a YouTube of this class and send it
you
to
can
the-
also just put it in the classroom.
I can't hear you. Couldn't hear you.
I said that you could put the recording in classroom. It'll probably be easier to find.
The last time I tried to put a YouTube in the classroom, it didn't work, but I can try again. It wouldn't.
If you make a link, then you could put it in classroom.
I tried it. I tried to make a link, but it wouldn't go in. But I'll try again. It wouldn't. It was too big for a classroom. But I will try maybe again. Okay. Anyway, so we're reading a story on page 109. It's a cute story. It's by a guy named Edward Hoch. I've heard of him before. Hoch actually means it's a German word which means high. Hoch, very high in the sky. It says
Mr.
about
Khan, I need to go.
page 109. I can't hear you, Bear.
Bear, we can't hear you.
And which book?
That book, yeah, that
This
book.
book?
You do have the book, yes. We're doing the literature book at page 109, this book, okay? Adi, can I see your Shana Punam for a second? Adi? Adi, are you there? Adi. Are you there?
Yeah.
Boker Tov. Okay.
Hi.
We just see your, I don't see your face, but if you feel embarrassed right now, I understand. But at least to hear you talking. Okay. So Edward Hoch, I'll read a little bit about him and we'll take turns reading if you want. Let me get us into the story. Like I say, it's a short story. Again, it's about animals, but this is a science fiction story. Interesting. Science fiction, Mad'a B'diuni. It says, I'm just going to read the background about him. Edward Hoch, who lived from 1930 to 2008, that means he lived 78 years, is best known for his crime fiction and mysteries, having published more than 900 mystery stories. So crime fiction is like Sherlock Holmes. You've heard of Sherlock Holmes, things like that?
Yeah.
Or Agatha Christie, that's crime fiction. In this science fiction story, Hoch imagines a surprising futuristic zoo, a zoo from the future. Throughout the history of zoos, most animals were exhibited in cages. What does it mean, exhibited in cages? Exhibit. Exhibit.
Put in pages.
It's not put an exhibition, almost. An exhibition is a show. We talk about like an
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh, there's a D. Hi. There's art exhibitions, okay? Right, so they were exhibited in cages. However, zookeepers today have a greater understanding of animals' needs. So we say that, what does that mean? However, apparently today, they don't exactly put them in cages. However, but many modern zoos, zoo enclosures replicate animals' natural habitats with the intent of making zoo animals healthier and more comfortable. What does that mean? They replicate their natural habitats. What's to replicate? Anybody know that word, to replicate?
Like
replicate? copy, exactly, to copy. So and a natural habitat is their ma'on TV, For example, I don't know if you've been to some zoos in Israel, but if you go to, the zoos in Israel are really beautiful. Go to think of the zoo in Haifa or even in Jerusalem. If you've ever been there before, have you
Yeah,
noticed
it's
the way
really cool.
they're really cool? Have you seen the way the animals are living there? Are they
Right.
like in a kind of cold concrete cage or something like that? Or
Right.
like in the Ma'alot Zoo, which is really horrible. Adi, I can't hear you, she says. 1 second. Adi says she can't hear us. Let me see what's the problem here. I don't know why, Adi. I don't know. Maybe there's a problem with your computer because it says that you were supposed to hear me. Adi, you still can't hear us? Adi? You're right.
She doesn't answer. She probably can't hear.
She can't hear us. Okay, Adi. So that's right. Adi, there must be something you did. You did. I also did this. I also did this. I hit the mute button on the upper left hand corner of the keyboard. What does it say? I'd say where on my keyboard it's with the number 1. F1. F1. Okay, so let's look on the left-hand side here. Some vocabulary first, okay? You see on the page 108, some vocabulary. What's that first word? Who can read that first word on the left-hand corner? How about Zimra? What does it say?
What are we looking at? Interplanetary.
Excellent. Interplanetary. So what are
That is
planets?
a very long word.
You said it good. You got it. What's a planet? What's a planet?
Planet is Kochav.
Okay.
A planet is
Yeah, a kochav. Okay, so like internet or intercommunication. What does inter mean?
like international. Like
International. Good. So what does that mean? What's inter in Hebrew? Usually.
like in all the word in בכל העולם.
What's national? What's international? National is lu'umi. What's international?
בינלאומי.
Ben-Leumi. Very good. So interplanetary means what?
בין
כוכבים.
Ben Kochavim. So we could talk about interplanetary communication. So communication between planets. Before a word always means ben. Internet means ben al-reshetot. There's also reshetot. Then we connect between all these networks. The next word says what? Ayelet HaShachar.
Where are we?
On page 108 at the top of the page.
After the interplanetary.
I'm sorry, what?
After the word interplanetary.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
Zeus settled down for its
It says cons. Use that word con. Are you with us, Ayelet HaShachar? At the top of the page, on page
No, I don't
108. You see it?
Oh, constantly.
Yeah, so what does that mean constantly?
Like all the
Like
time.
after and over and over.
All the time. Very good. Okay, all the time. And the next word, adi, what does it say?
I don't think she can hear us.
It says microphone.
Oh, she can't talk?
It says microphone.
Oh, it says microphone. He said, I have no microphone. Right, microphone. I suppose you know where microphone is. What's a microphone?
Microphone is a microphone.
A microphone is a ramkol.
Ramkol. Okay, very good. Okay. Very good. And the next word over there, please read us, Miss Bear.
And to connect the earphones, so maybe I won't hear you for a second.
Embrace.
Embrace. What does it mean to embrace?
I don't know really what does it mean, but I just know when people like say embrace yourself, when like you need to protect yourself or something like that.
When do they say that? When you're in the car, you need to embrace themselves?
No, like people need to protect themselves in a movie, so they say embrace yourself, like for a hard landing or something like that.
Ah, nice. You're so cute. Boy, you just don't know. That's the best way to do it. You're right. Find the context. That's one context. Yeah. But in fact, that word that you're thinking of is not embrace. It's brace. Brace. Brace yourself. It means to, let's say, hold yourself in place. Brace, hold on to the computer before the crash. Brace. Embrace is to give a hug. To give a hug. To embrace somebody. It also means to accept another idea, embrace this idea. But really, embrace means to hug. And in French people, I don't know if you know any French people here, but I'm married to one. So in French people, when they meet sometimes, they give each other these funny kisses. If anybody's like Moroccan here, they'll know it, or North African. They kiss here without like the lips touching. You go, oh, tu vas m'embrasser. Oh, merci. Tu vas m'embrasser.
Also in Spanish,
It's these
like
side kisses
Spanish
they give.
people.
Excuse me?
Also Spanish people, when they come, they do it
There we go. Spanish. That's called
100 times.
embrasser in French and Spanish too. And other, yeah. So that's embrace is to hug, to embrace, but it also can mean accept. Can you embrace this idea? Okay, girls, I'm going to give you now just about a minute. Read those sentences 1 to 4 and think about the answers. I'm going to answer you what the answers are. Just try to do it by yourself right now. Think through the answers, okay? Okay. Besides Eliora and Aviva, who are not here. Oh, here she is. Here's Eliora.
Shira.
And so just Aviva's missing?
Also Shira Merkovitz.
And Shira Markovitz is not here. Where is she? I'm going to send her a quick WhatsApp. 1 second. Anyway, I don't see. Where's my 7th grade? Quick. Can somebody send Shira a WhatsApp? I'm not so sure I have her WhatsApp right now.
I will.
I can also.
I don't know if I have it. I have a phone number, but I don't have a name attached to it. Okay, so let's hear your answers here. Wait, let's go back to the screen. Okay, number 1. The father wrapped his child in a warm
Embrace.
embrace. And now it's a shemetzim. I was giving it to you as a verb, but a embrace is too, and a warm embrace, a hug. So it's to hug or to. Number 2, she used a so that everyone could hear her speech.
Wait, what's in one? And
Microphone.
Microphone. Number 1 is embrace. Number 2 is a microphone. Number 3, the sounds of traffic zooming by made sleep difficult.
Constantly.
Constantly.
Constantly. Good. Okay. Zooming. Of course, zooming means moving fast too. Zoom. Number 4, astronauts of the future may conduct what?
The equipment won't work if the van's not in motion. Recording. Let's rock.
What's that noise?
from
I
the
hear in the
air.
background some radio or something like that.
There
Interplanetary
you have
travel.
noise coming from you.
Interplanetary travel. Okay. What is that? Who's got the noise going in the background?
There's a straightaway coming up. Start singing. Start singing, but hurry. In a quarter mile, it turns into gravel.
What is that? I'm gonna put you on mute, girls, until somebody's got some weird TV show in the background. Sounds like an American comics. Nobody knows what that is? No? So I'm gonna have to mute you. Okay, let's just mute. Okay, when you want to talk, come on. Okay, girls, we're on page 109. We've got 20 minutes to get through this. It's a short story. It's very nice. And I'm gonna have some girls read, okay, while we're reading. Anyway, let me start you into it. The children, it's called Zoo. The children were always good during the month of August, especially when it began to get near the 23rd of August. It was on this day that Professor Hugo's Interplanetary Zoo settled down for its annual 6-hour visit to the Chicago area. Now, the word annual means, anybody know? Annual? Line 4.
Maybe a kavua.
Annual means yearly, each year, annual. So once a year, it is a 6-hour visit to the Chicago area. Paragraph 2. Before daybreak, the crowds would form long lines of children and adults both, each one clutching his or her dollar and waiting with wonderment to see what race of strange creatures the professor had brought this year. So they were clutching, they were holding on to their dollars. Okay, now in paragraph 3, you're gonna have a little mesima to do. I'm gonna ask you to explain the things on the side. One of the mesimot is to take a touche zoer or a pen or pencil, whatever you want, and to underline, and it sits there on the side, annotate, mark the words or phrases used to describe the zoo animals. So all the description words, the adjectives, take a touche zoer. I'll check this at school, not now, and mark them out, okay? So let's read. In the past, they had sometimes been treated to 3-legged creatures from Venus. So 3-legged is a tiur, is its description. That's what you have to take your touche zoer, your marker, and mark those things. 3-legged creatures from Venus, from the planet Noga. Or still, thin men from Mars, okay? So thin means razeh, so thin as a toa. Or even snake-like horrors from somewhere more distant. So there's no animal there. Okay, so
I didn't really understand yet what we need to mark. Can you please explain
all
it
the
again?
adjectives, the words to do, we haven't really gotten into it yet, but you're gonna get in the next page, you'll see at the end of the paragraph, adjectives that describe the animals. So if I say an adjective is it called a shem toa.
Shemtoal.
If I say you are a intelligent, curious young woman,
What is the adjective?
the word is intelligent, curious, and young are describing who you are, or woman. Woman is the last thing, or girl. You are
So
intelligent.
legged, tall and thin.
I'm sorry,
Legged, tall and thin.
like a toa,
Snake-like.
snake-like.
Yeah.
but you don't have to actually. You don't have an animal. But you're right. Snake-like horrors is a shemetz, but we don't have an animal there. Next.
What does
This-
that mean? What does that mean, snake-like horrors?
A horror is something horrible. So a horror is like the horror here is like the animal was a horror. What a horror. Is a deval ema. Is a deval mafchid. As a horror is a deval mafchid. Okay, next line. This year, as the great round ship settled slowly to earth in the huge Tri-City parking area just outside of Chicago, they watched.
What's a Tri-City?
Okay, good. I was going to wait till the end of the sentence, but I'll stop in the middle. It's okay. Tri from the word triangle. What's a triangle or tricycle?
It's a 3.
It's like
Tri.
something with 3.
Tri means 3. And if you know,
Triangle, tricycle.
yeah, and if you ever learn like Spanish or French or Portuguese or any Latin language, you'll see tri is the root for the word 3. Like the word 3, you can see it there, but in French, it's like tres in Spanish. Or
What does that
trois.
mean, Tri-City though?
Tri-City parking area. That's a good question. So in other words, there's a parking area that's, I think, for 3 cities, for 3 different cities.
Is that
Okay.
an adjective? Tri-City?
Yeah, but only adjective that describe animals. And there, a Tri-City parking area is actually, you could say Tri-City.
They did also ones that are not.
Yeah, not the ones that don't relate to animals, only those that relate to
Oh,
animals.
sorry.
So we'll see it on the next
Oops.
page. They watched with awe as the sides slowly slid up the side of the spaceship.
What's this awe?
Awe means amazement, amazement. Wow. Tadhema. Okay, awe. Awe is amazement. As the sides slowly slid up to reveal, legalot, the familiar barred cages. Barred are, these are bars you have on your car, like bars. What are bars? Bars are barzelim. So they're
Tot.
on a cage they have the
Motot.
motot. In them were some wild sogim. Okay. In them were some wild breed of nightmare. Okay. A wild breed of nightmare. What's a nightmare?
The Fute.
Yut. And a wild breed is a zan. A breed is a zan. Zan parua of nightmare. Okay. Small horse-like animals that moved, a horse-like is a tiul, like a horse, that moved with quick jerking motions. So quick
Jerking.
jerking motions are all adjectives. You know what it means to what's a quick jerking motion? Anybody imagine that?
I don't know what jerking is. Quick, it's just fast.
Yeah, jerking is quick is fast, but jerking is not only fast, but you make a kind of quick, uncontrolled movement, like jerking, like all of a sudden. It's not just fast. It's a little bit. I can't describe it in Hebrew. I don't know a word in Hebrew, but
Like if someone jerked his head.
excuse me,
You can also say someone jerked his head, right?
jerked his head. I've never heard that. Maybe, yeah, you could. Maybe, yeah, he jerked his head. Yeah, I think like kind of like that, like this, like all of a sudden, really fast. You jerked your head. Yes, you're correct, Adi. Okay. So small with jerk-like motions. Motions are tnuot, and constantly chattered in a high-pitched tongue.
What's
Okay,
a chattered?
Chatter is from the word chat. You know, you chat on the internet. You chat on SMSs when you make an SMS. So chat is the patet in Hebrew. Okay.
Yeah, but they can't really talk.
Right, but we say that like a monkey chatters. That's called the chattering of a monkey. The chattering. So, but we chat. You know, you say mepapet in the class. So here, constantly is a toal. They're constantly chattering. They constantly chattered in a high-pitched tongue. What's a high-pitched tongue?
Like
Beton gava.
Tone gavoa. And tongue means their speech. In most languages, like in Hebrew, tongue, lashon, is also lashon. Okay. You can say it
לשון
in-
העברי.
and we can say it in English too, but it's a little bit more rare. They're rare. The citizens of Earth clustered around. They gathered around. To cluster is to get into a school or a group around as Professor Hugo's crew quickly collected the waiting dollars. He was waiting for them to give him dollars. Everybody had to pay. And soon the good professor himself made an appearance wearing his many-colored rainbow cape. Okay, this is not a Torah of an animal, but it's of him. He has a many-colored rainbow cape like Yosef Atzadik. He's got a many-colored coat. A cape is a glima. And top hat. Peoples of Earth, he called into his microphone. Peoples of Earth.
Mr. Height, do we need to take a picture of what we
No.
Mark?
No, I'll check it at school.
Okay.
I'll check it at school. But you do need to write, one of the answers is, I want you to look at the page 109 and the margins here. Look where it says analyze on page 109 at the bottom. And it says, what do the descriptions reveal about the human's feelings towards the zoo animals? Okay, what do the
I
descriptions?
don't understand that question.
Okay, let me explain it to you. Let's look at some of the descriptions here and let's see what they reveal, what they show about the human's feelings towards the animals. It says, we're talking about descriptions of the humans now. So if you look at line at the middle of the third paragraph on page 110 at the top, start from the word the citizens of Earth. You see that where it says the citizens of Earth? On page
I don't understand what you're looking at.
okay, first,
On the bottom of 109.
yeah, on the bottom of page 109, there's a question here. It says, what do the descriptions reveal about the human's feelings towards the zoo animals? Okay, the descriptions of the
Yeah, I
animals.
can't find the question.
It's on the
It's on-
side.
It's on the side here. It's on the side over here. Okay, the side.
Where is it says citizens of Earth.
Oh, in the island, in the,
And we call this on the margin. On the
analyze.
margin. On the margin.
Okay.
Okay, what do these descriptions reveal? What do they show about how the humans feel towards the
I'm
animals?
the citizens of Earth.
So let's look at these descriptions again. Okay, it says, first of all, it says there's a lot of ways to approach this question, but first let's look where it says the words the citizens.
It says that they're amazed by them. It says
They're
all
amazed. Very good. That shows that they're amazed by them. That they think them
and
very
maybe a
curious.
little afraid too.
And afraid too. Very good. Okay. It says that they clustered around him. That means they're very curious. To cluster means they come very close to him. Okay. And the crew,
Where do we write the answer though?
on a piece of paper. You have to write them on a piece of paper or on a Word document. You can type them or write them. And then you have to put your answers up on the Google Classroom afterwards. You can write
Oh, okay. So I'll type it. It's easier for me.
You can just write them on a piece of paper and then just take a picture of it and put it up on the Google
Yeah,
Classroom.
but it's easier to.
Okay. Let's try to go on because it's just like I said, the story is just a page and a half. I don't know if we can finish now. The crowd's noise died down and he continued. Peoples of Earth, this year you see a real treat for your single dollar. The little known horse spider people of Khan, brought to you across 1,000,000 miles of space at great expense. What does that mean at great expense?
That costs a lot of money.
It costs a lot of money. Mucho dinero, we say. A lot of money. Gather around and see them, study them, listen to them, and tell your friends about them. But hurry, my ship can remain here only 6 hours. And the crowd slowly filled by, at once horrified and fascinated by these strange creatures that looked like horses, but ran up the walls of their cages like spiders. This is certainly worth $1, one man remarked, hurrying away. I'm going home to get the wife. All day long it went like that until 10,000 people had filed by the barred cages. Now to file by means to walk by, to walk in single file. The word file on the top of the second line of paragraph 6 means a line, but also to file by is to walk by in a line. They had filed by the barred cages, the cages with srugim, set up into the side of the spaceship. Then at the 6 hour, as the 6 hour limit ran out, Professor Hugo once more took the microphone in hand. We must go now, but we will return next year on this date. And if you enjoyed our zoo this year, telephone your friends in other cities about it. We will land in New York tomorrow and next week on to London, Paris, Rome, Hong Kong, and Tokyo. Then on to other worlds. Okay, who wants to read the next paragraph? How about Zimra? He waved.
Okay. What paragraph? 7?
Paragraph 7.
7.
He waved farewell to them, and as the ship rose from the ground, the Earth people agreed that this had been the very best zoo yet.
Very good. Ayala Shachar, next one. Some 2 months.
Some 2 months and 3 planets later, the silver ship of Professor Hoover settled at last onto the familiar jagged rocks of Khan. The odd hosts spider creatures fell quickly out of their cages. Professor Hoover was there to say a few parting words, and then they scurried away in 100 different directions, seeking their homes among the rocks.
Okay, so now what has happened? He's gone home, right? And what does it mean? What does it mean to scurry away? It's in number 2. It says, do you have a definition to it?
Ran away.
Good. It says down below there, the annotation is to run with light steps. Okay.
I didn't understand what the trigger was talking.
What happened is now he's gone back home and he's let the animals go free. Let them go free. Okay. And they scurry away. They run away in different directions. These spider, what they were called, spider horses, right? And they all go home to their little rocks, to their little places where they live. All right. Among the rocks. They're back on their home planet. They don't live on our planet. They live on a planet called Khan. Okay, number 9, Be'er. Paragraph 9, if you want to read.
In one house, the she searcher
Creature,
happy.
she creature. What's a she creature? A she,
I have
just
no
a
idea.
creature who's a she. Like you're a she creature, and I'm a he creature. So what's a she creature?
Oh, a girl.
A girl,
girl.
nekeva.
A female.
A female.
Was
Good.
happy to see the return of her mate and offspring.
What is a mate and offspring? What's
She
your mate?
babbled
Her
a
friend.
child or children.
Good. Okay, very good. The mate is your mate. No, mate is your husband or wife. Your spouse. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Babbled a greeting in the strange tongue and hurried to embrace them. It was a long time you were gone. What was it good?
Okay, yeah. So she babbled. To babble is the word babel. Migdal babel. To babble is to lebabel. Lebel. B'tzua lo muvan. Okay. So she babbled a greeting in their strange tongue. Nobody understands them. Okay, because if this is the narrator doesn't understand. Okay, next one. Adi. Go on. Read 2 paragraphs if you can.
And the heat creature nodded. The little one enjoyed it especially. We visited 8 worlds and saw so many things. The little one ran up to the wall of the cave, and the place called Earth was the best. The creatures, there were garments over their skin, and they walked on 2 legs.
Oh, she says, well, the best place we went to was Earth. There are those creatures on Earth. They wear garments over their skins. What does that mean, garments over their skins?
Clothes?
Clothes, garments are clothes, begadim. Wow, they're so interesting that they have garments over their skin and they walk on two legs. So what are we beginning to understand? How do they look at humans on Earth?
They're really they're fascinating.
But they call us creatures, and they say, oh, they're so
Mhm.
interesting. They walk on two legs. They have garments on their skin. Okay, Eliora, can you finish the story for us? Eliora?
I don't
Yes?
think she's with us.
Eliora, I see you're not with us? Okay, fine. All right.
She's here, but
She's here, but she's not here. Okay.
right.
All right. So what do we have? How many minutes left? We've got 3 minutes left. Let me just finish it. But isn't it dangerous? Asked the she creature. No, her mate answered. There are bars to protect us from them. We remain right in the ship. Next time you must come with us. It is well worth the 19 kamaks it costs. And the little one
Shira wrote to me that she moved to a different school.
who went to a different school?
Shira.
Oh, Shira. Okay. We wish her well. I'll write it again. Next time you must come with us. It is well worth the 19 kamaks it costs. And the little one nodded. It was the very best zoo ever. Okay, so what did we learn here? What happened?
That the people and the creatures, they
We are the
see
zoo,
each
like,
other the same. Yeah, we are the zoo for them, they're the zoo for us.
yeah, and like the cages protect them from us and not us from them.
Exactly.
It's like both. It's like that both that we see them as they see us.
Okay, Yefema. Okay, so in terms of what you have to do, let me just go over it with this time. This time we're not going to do the multiple choice questions. Look on the page 110. There are 2 more questions there I want you to answer. One, again, on the left-hand margin, the margin is the shulaim. It says annotate. And it says take out your touche and you write your marker. Mark each noun and pronoun in paragraph 7. What's a noun and what's a pronoun? Does anybody know that?
No idea.
A noun is a shem etzem, and a pronoun is a kinui Hashem, which means like who, like ani, ata, who, he, ze, hem, hen, atem, aten, anachnu.
That's a noun or a pronoun?
That's a pronoun. A noun, it's called, in Hebrew, it's called kinui Hashem, and a noun is like a shem etzem. So, but what is it to be after? Like Mosheva. Mak piska sheva. He, what's he? Noun or pronoun?
Noun.
No, it's a pronoun. Pronoun. It's also, pronoun is a kind of noun. Paragraph 7.
Where are we? I do not understand. Like,
Just paragraph 7. You have to
Wait,
mark those
hold
things
on.
there.
Where does it? Oh, mark each noun and pronoun. Oh, so he's a pronoun.
He is a pronoun. Waved.
Them is the
verb.
to them.
Them is actually, it's not exactly a pronoun, but okay, we don't have to write that down. And we're looking for now nouns or pronouns. He waved to them, and as the ship rose, where's there a noun there? Where's a noun? A
Ship.
Ship. It's a deval. A shem etzem is a deval, makom, ben adam, umusag. Okay. The milah shelifnei milah yesh the or a gamken. The gam siman shezet shem etzem.
Ground is ground also a noun.
Ground is a noun, and the earth peoples agreed. Okay, what's the
Earth. It's also earth and also people.
Yes, those are 2 nouns, even though the first noun acts also as an adjective, but you can write it as a noun. Agreed that this had been the very best zoo yet. Okay. Now, the last annotation question on the side says, is the narrator, you see below where it says analyze, is the narrator a character in the story? From what
No.
point of view is this story told? What's a narrator? A
I
narrator.
think it's from the
Narrator
outside.
is the point of view. Is who tells the story.
Good. So what, remember last time we talked about point of view? Remember there were 3 types. first person, third person, and omniscient narrator. Remember that?
Yeah.
I'll write it up in your classroom if you want to review it. First person is when the story is told from what? From a
From like I went, we went.
if that. Third person is when it's always done from he or she,
He.
but but also the person's in the story. The person is in the story. Okay, and omniscient narrator, the all-knowing narrator, is a narrator who he's not in the story. He's just telling it from far up. He just knows everything that's about everybody. So you have to decide, it's obviously not first person. Is it third person or is it omniscient narrator?
It's
Okay.
an omniscient narrator because he's not there.
Yeah, he's not there. He's not in the story. I'm trying to find a story of an example of a third person, but it's harder to do. Okay, girls, you have to do we did that right now together, those answers. During your other hours of English, on page 112, there are 5 questions there. You need to answer 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 questions.
Hi, do we need to type or write down the stuff on the sides and put them in classroom?
Yeah. The
Even though we
analyze,
just did it together?
not the stuff with using a touche. Don't worry about that. But yes, you have to write those 2 analyze questions we just did. Write them up again. We just did it together in class. Write up the
Okay.
answer. You already know the answers we did in class.
And what else?
The homework for the next 3 hours of English that you have this week, page 112. I wrote this in Google Classroom already. You have 5 questions on page 112 at the top of the
To
page.
analyze the text, that?
Yeah, and just that. Compare, infer, evaluate, draw conclusions, or notice and note.
We need to pick 4.
Just do 4 of them. You can do 5 if you want for bonus. But you only need to do 4 of them. Okay? And my class is over, so I would read them with you, but I think I don't want to take any more of your time. But if you have any questions, you can ask me. Just try to do those questions there. You know, compare how is Professor Hugo's interplanetary zoo like zoos that exist in our world? How does this zoo differ? How is it different from ours? What do these similarities and differences help the author reveal? What is he trying to show about them? What's similar and different? Okay? You can write very short answers. You don't have to write long answers. Okay, number 2, how does the author describe the animals in the interplanetary zoo? How do the zoo animals describe humans? How can you use these observations, how people look at each other, to make an inference about the story's themes? An inference means an assumption, to try to guess. What is the theme? Like, what is the theme of this story? Let me just help you with that. Remember, what's a theme? A theme is
Theme is an essay.
Themes and stay.
It's not the plot. It's not the story. I mean, if I ask you what the theme, I'm not going to tell you what happened from the beginning to the end. What is the story about? What is the theme of the story? Let's just finish this.
It's about creatures and about a zoo.
future zoo.
What is the point that the writer is trying to make at the end of the story?
Show the
That
similarity
we're
between
not
us.
different from the creatures.
Okay, I yelled at Shakhan. What did you? That's good, Adi. What did you say?
Like Adi.
I'm sorry.
Said the same thing.
The
She
same
said
thing.
the same
But
thing.
that's
as
the
it.
theme. That's one of the themes that just like we are that it could be that on other planets that we will be used as the creatures. Maybe it'll be talking horses, intelligent animals. If you've ever read the book Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift, that's what he shows that horses, this man travels in the wood. He finds that there are horses which are more intelligent than us. And the horses look at us as very primitive monkeys. Okay. So it depends upon your point of view of, who's intelligent, who's not, who's an animal, who's not sometimes.
Mr. High, class was over 5 minutes ago.
Okay, girls, class is over. So it's time. That's it. So that's your work for the week. If you have any questions, send it to me. Questions on WhatsApp. Okay, girls.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, good.
Mr. High, I just gave in classroom the book report.
Wonderful.
And it's in 2 parts. One of them is the first 2 parts, and the other one is the last creative part.
Okay, fantastic. And Adi, now I understand about your book report. Don't worry about it. And oh wait, Adi, I wanted to talk to you about your book report. Do you have some time? Adi,
What?
you have a few seconds? I want to understand
Yeah.
your book report. Okay, let's just look at it together for a second. Is that okay? Here I am. Okay, this is your book report, right? Okay, how did you do it? What did you write and what did you find, or what is this? Is this all yours, or is this partly something else? Explain to me what is here.
Okay, this picture is the picture of the book that I did it about.
Okay.
And then it says on this side it says
Want me to let you have control over the screen? You want to show me some stuff? I'll give you like control screen. Screen share. 1 second.
no,
Oh,
I would like it if you would share, and then I can show you, like circle things.
I don't. Oh, share screen. If you want to show me some stuff.
My mom, I'll start with that my mom found this cool app, and then there's a lot of options, and then I took like an option of a book report and I edited it, and then yeah, so this is a picture, the picture of the book. Here, wait, I'll circle it.
You can control the screen. If you want to control the screen, you can control the screen.
Here it's can you see this? No.
Yeah.
So it's no, I won't control it. I'll just like explain it. So this is it's in a series called The Keeper of the Lost Cities, and this is the third one. It's called Everblade, and then this is the author, and this is it's a sentence from the book, and then you just press. Let's say you press the summary, and then a summary pops up.
I saw the summary.
And then
Yeah,
you press
good.
the author, and then about the author. Then it has main characters, fun facts, a creative title. Like, I mean, I wanted to write it like the title. I didn't really find a way to do it, so I just wrote the letters. And then there's rating, and I also wrote why I gave it 5 stars.
Okay, good. Oh wait, did you write everything here? Did you also write the stuff about the author? The section about the author?
Yeah, I wrote everything.
You wrote everything? Okay. This is fantastic. The only thing that's missing is, remember, I wanted you to do a book journal. Remember, we talk about.
What is that? I didn't really get that.
You didn't get that. Okay. That was where you have to write down new words every time you read.
Yeah, I wrote some hard words.
Where? But I don't see them here.
I'll bring them and I'll show them to you.
You send that to me, and I can just give you 100. This is a beautiful work. You did an
Okay.
amazing job. I love this. It's very creative.
Thank you.
Okay, kol hakavod. All right, really, you're doing wonderful.
So I'll just send you the list of the words that I wrote. That's it.
Okay. Fantastic, Adi. Okay, keep up the wonderful work. You take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Until then, bye-bye.
Bye bye.